If you committed to creating your dream life, if you committed to doing something you've never done before, if you committed to starting a business, to starting a career, like anything that makes you feel a little scary, if you committed to it and then the self doubt immediately started to come in, congratulations, okay? You are right where you need to be. Self doubt is where it starts. That is your brain resisting change. That is your brain saying, no, we want to stay the same. We want to stay right here. So, that is just the first step of becoming the person that can have and maintain that goal or that dream, okay? You are right where you need to be. Nothing has gone wrong here. Hello and welcome back. My name is Juditha, and on this channel, we talk about all things mindset. We talk about your goals, your fears, your insecurities, your dreams, all those things that go into creating your dream life, because I'm trying to do the same thing. Please make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you comment, do all the things. Okay, so today we are going to talk about self-doubt. Okay, that is like the price you pay to be great. That is the price you pay when you say, I want to live a life that is too good to be true, right? I want to live a life that I have never seen anyone around me create. Like sometimes that self-doubt, it comes in immediately, okay? And that is normal. So I'm going to tell you exactly how to cure your self-doubt. And I'm going to give you a disclaimer because the self doubt might never go away. You might always have just a little bit of doubt no matter what. Like, it doesn't matter what stage you're in. You could be making six figures and still have self doubt. Okay. And what I've learned just from studying all these brilliant minds and being around amazing, successful women is that the best people, the most successful people, learn how to take action despite the self-doubt. They learn how to still create the things that they want, even if the self-doubt is there, because you can take it with you. You just can't let it drive. Okay. So the first thing that you're going to do, if you know that you've been suffering from this doubt, like it's been keeping you stuck, the first thing you want to do is figure out exactly what you want. Become crystal clear. Like if you don't already have the image in your mind of what you want your life to look like, let's start there. Start to imagine, like, what kind of life do I want? What kind of goals do I want to achieve? What kind of success do I want for myself? What does that look like? And what does that feel like to me? And once you know that, usually the self doubt is going to start to kick in. That self doubt is that voice in your head that's going to tell you, I can't do this. I don't have enough. It's not the right time. I'm not the person for this. How could I create something like that from where I am? That is the voice of your self doubt. And the first thing is make sure that you know that you don't have to believe everything that you think. Just because the thought originated from you, it does not mean that you have to believe it. You get to question everything that you think. In fact, you better question everything that you think, because if you don't, you're literally going to go crazy. Like, you have to question everything that you feel about yourself and about the world, and ask yourself, is the way I'm thinking about this serving me? Is it serving the life I want? Is it serving the world around me? Because if it's not, you get to choose to believe different things. It's just very important that you don't allow the stories that you've been telling yourself that's been keeping you stuck. Like, you can't allow those stories to be the reason why you don't try or why you think that you can't. And let me tell you, when you are experiencing self-doubt, like, your brain is not going to do you any favors. It is not going to help you unless you intentionally direct it to what you want. Okay, your brain loves saying where it is, staying exactly where it is. Your brain loves not changing. Your brain loves the comfort of your comfort zone. So when you're not doing things that you would normally do, your brain loves that shit. Okay, your brain is like, this is where we are. I know this routine. I know what to expect. So that is also where the self-doubt is going to stem from. It's because you're going to try something new, or you're trying to try something new, and your brain is like totally against it because it goes against the comfort zone, right? The box that you've been placing yourself in for, it could be weeks, for months. If it's for years, like if you've been stuck in your comfort zone for years, definitely expect the self-doubt to come up. Definitely expect your brain to question why making changes matter. Like, why is this even important? Why do I even think I could do this? Like, your brain will do that, and it is up to you. Like, you have to want your results bad enough to be able to keep telling your brain why it does matter, why you can do it, why it's important for you to do it now and not continue to wait any longer. Like, you have to be in control of your mind, or else your mind is going to be in control of you. Self-awareness is key here. You have to become self-aware of who you really are. Like, you have to identify more with your higher self than you do with your ego or with your shadow self, because usually your shadow self is that part of you that is holding on to things that don't make you feel good. It's that part of you who who experienced that trauma of your past and will continue to bring your past up. Like, it will bring up things that you've done in the past that has failed. It will bring up just moments when people told you that you couldn't, or made you believe that you couldn't do something. Like, that's the stuff that your shadow self is holding on to. And when it comes to your ego, it's kind of like the same thing. Your ego is always trying to keep you in the box that you've placed yourself. So if you have already identified yourself as someone who struggles, as someone who is lazy, your ego is going to do a good job of making sure that you show up as that person that you believe that you are. Okay? So when it comes to self-awareness here, like, it's important that you try to identify with your higher self, like the highest version of you, right? The version of you who has patience for who you are now as you are evolving into who you want to be, right? Your higher self is that version of you who know that you can figure anything out, who knows that you are not doing this alone. Like, God, the universe, whatever you believe in, is also working and walking this path with you, right? So you have to try to identify with that part of you as much as possible. And that for sure helps with the self-doubt. Don't try to ignore it. Don't try to just make it go away. Like, acknowledge it. Like, talk to it as if it is another person in your brain. Like, when it comes up, when the thought, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not pretty enough, when that comes up, you question it. Say, like, is that true though? Is it really true that I'm not good enough? Is it really true that I'm not pretty enough? Like, are these things that I can change? Because they aren't serving me, regardless, right, of how I feel, regardless of what reality is showing me. I get to choose to believe in things. I get to choose a perspective that is always in service to who I want to be and what I want to become and the life I want to create. Like, remember that you always, always, always get to choose. Okay? So question the doubt. Acknowledge the doubt, okay? And don't make it mean anything about you. The second thing is to challenge the thought. Like I just said, like, challenge it. Like, try to find evidence to disprove this thought. Like, if you feel like from where you're standing, the economy that you're living in, the country that you're living in, if you have strong beliefs that you can't be successful because of A, B, C, D, start to look for evidence that proves you wrong. Start to look for someone who struggled just as much as you. Try to look for someone who was as broke as you. Try to look for someone who experienced similar trauma as you and still became successful, right? And still made it to the other side and still found their dream love, their dream life, their dream job, like whatever it is. Go look for evidence. Feed your brain the information it needs to give you the information you need. When you feel stuck, it's often because the content you're consuming is not helping you. It's not giving your brain a Rolodex of information to pull on when things go wrong. And I know that that is 100% one of the things that make me so mentally strong, is that I am so selective with what I consume. And that's not to say that I don't consume bullshit too. Like, I love reality TV. I love just watching things that make me laugh. Like, I'm not 24/7 consuming self-development stuff. Like, that's not the case. But I have, over the years, like, I have consumed so much. Like, on a daily, I start my day with certain things, I end my day with certain things, and throughout the day, like, I know when I'm watching too much TV, and I know how to limit myself, right? Because I also understand that if I am always watching the Real Housewives, when I have a problem, like a real life problem, my brain is not going to have anything to pull from besides the Real Housewives, right? Or besides whatever it is that I'm watching for entertainment. But because I've watched and read and listened to so many different things, when I stumble, like when I fall, when I struggle, my brain literally can pull from so many things, so many quotes, so many great people that I've read books about and from. Like, my brain contains a lot of information, and that is how I'm able to be so mentally strong. I consume things that are going to help me when I need the help, like when I need the answers. I have the answers in there. My brain is storing it for me. So be very selective with what you consume, and that will help you be able to bring evidence to contradict the self-doubt, okay? And the third thing that you want to do is to reframe the self-doubt. So this is basically just going from I can't do this to I absolutely can figure this out. Like, there is a way. It's basically just, like I said, choosing the perspective, choosing the thought that is going to fuel you, right? That is going to motivate you and make it feel like it's possible. Because that's really all you have to do. Like, just try to get yourself to a place where you feel like, oh my God, this is possible. Like, even if I can't 100% see how this thing is going to happen, or see how I'm going to do it, see how I'm going to lose this weight or get this guy, like, even if you can't see it, start to tell yourself, like, there is a possibility. And the more that you believe in the possibility, your brain will start to feel like, oh no, like, this can be real. And then you'll start to seek out evidence. Like I told you, you'll start to seek out evidence to prove you right, to prove like whatever identity that you are moving into, your brain will, your ego will start to act as if you are that person already. Okay, so start to reframe those stories around what you think is possible, around what you think you can and can't do. And when you open that possibility in your brain, like your brain will start to meet you just a little bit more. It'll start to meet you halfway there so that you're able to take that action easier, right? You're able to question the doubt and pull from that Rolodex of information that's telling you that you don't have to believe in this, because contrary to what the doubt in your mind is telling you, here is what actually can be true for you as well. Okay, our brains are wired to go to the bad stuff. It's wired to think about how this might not work out or how this could go wrong, and your job is to consistently refocus it on how it could go right and how it could work out and how everything could go exactly as planned or even better, right? And sometimes things won't go as planned, and that happens. It's also your job to look for the lesson or the blessing in everything that does and doesn't work out for you. Okay, the fourth step and the most important is to take action even though you feel the fear. This is the real anxiety blaster. This is the real eliminator of the doubt. Like you stepping into the things that you want, you taking baby steps to get there. Every time you take a step out of your comfort zone, you are proving to your brain that I will not die. Like this will not kill me. Trying and failing will not kill me. Doing something new will not kill me, right? It'll actually make you stronger, and you'll start to rewire your brain to look for challenges and see them as opportunities. You'll start to rewire your brain to look more at the abundance than you do the lack. Okay, but it all starts with you being intentional and telling your brain, like, regardless of how I feel right now, regardless of how scary it feels, I'm still gonna take action. Like for me, I I have this thing, like sometimes when I'm about to be social, I get a little bit of anxiety, right? But I know that my goals require me to be a social person. I know that my goal is going to require me to be around a lot of people, to speak with a lot of people that I don't know, because this is what I want. So every time I feel that anxiety to like be social, I make myself do it anyways, because I know in the end, every time I do it, I'm proving to my brain, I'm giving my brain evidence that this will not kill me. Like this actually can be a good thing. This can be a fun thing. I will grow from this. Okay, so be committed to taking action despite how you feel, despite the doubt, despite the fear, despite the anxiety. You can still take action on it. Like I said before, you can take all of that with you. You just cannot let it drive. Those are the first steps that I would take if I wanted to get rid of my doubt, if I wanted to not feel so paralyzed by my thoughts and the lack and the negative thinking that I'm doing. Here's where I would start. Like, go through and do those four things and do them as many times as it takes. Well, that is it for today's video. I hope that you bloomed today. I hope that this was helpful, and I will see you guys on the next one.